Jai Swaminarayan. Today we are reading Loyā 5 of the Vachanāmrut. This passage is titled Controlling the Indriyas and the Antahkaran. The Indriyas refer to the senses, referring to the 5 senses of perception, the Jnanendriyas, and the 5 senses of locomotion, the Karmendriyas. And also we have 4 inner faculties, collectively known as the Antahkaran. On the night of Kartik Vadhi Amas, Samvat 1877, or the 5th of December 1820, Swami Sri Sahajanandji Maharaj was sitting in Surag Hachar's darbar in Loyā. He was wearing a white surval and a white dagli made of chint. He had also tied a white pag around his head. At that time, an assembly of Paramhansas as well as devotees from various places had gathered before him. Thereupon, Sriji Maharaj asked all of the Paramhansas, by revealing which thoughts can one be considered to be honest, and by not revealing which thoughts can one be considered to be deceitful? Since the Paramhansas were unable to answer, Sriji Maharaj replied, any weakness in observing the 5 religious vows, which cannot be overcome by one's own thought process, should be disclosed before the sant, before the saint, who has no such weaknesses. If one has perceived faults in the sant, that should also be disclosed. Furthermore, any doubts in one's conviction of God should also be disclosed. Then one can be considered to be honest. If any of these eternal thoughts have arisen and they are not disclosed before the sant, then such a person should be known to be deceitful. Thereafter, Sriji Maharaj asked another question. If a person is deceitful and also cunning, how can they be recognized? Again, the Paramhansas were unable to answer. So Sriji Maharaj replied, their deceitfulness can be recognized by keeping their company, and while staying with them, by observing them while they eat, drink, sit, stand, walk, and talk, and also when they are separated from oneself. If another person is asked to secretly observe them, then their deceitfulness would be recognized. Sriji Maharaj then posed another question. Suppose there is a person who observes religious vows and keeps faith in God out of pretense. They are intelligent and egotistical, and they show faith and their observance of religious vows to be superior to the genuine vows and faith of others. How then can one recognize that such a person's faith and observance of religious vows are a mere pretense? Once again, the Paramhansas were unable to answer the question. So again, Sriji Maharaj replied, their pretense can be recognized when their prestige is offended. Otherwise, it cannot be recognized. Again, Sriji Maharaj asked, which thought causes one to deflect from one's faith in God and observance of religious vows? Which type of thought would not cause one to deflect from them? Also, if there is a time span, for what duration must these thoughts remain in order to deflect one from one's dharma, their righteous duty, and one's faith in God? Again, the Paramhansas were unable to answer. So Sriji Maharaj said, if a person attempts to eradicate an improper thought related to dharma, to righteous duty, but the thought still remains, or if such a thought does not arise for 15 days or for a month, but arises some day suddenly, then such a thought would cause harm to fall from dharma. The same applies to one's faith in God. However, any thought which is eradicated by applying a thought process once it arises, and which does not arise again, would not cause a person to fall from one's dharma or one's faith. Then Shriji Maharaj asked, whose foundation in satsang, in true spiritual association, becomes solid, and whose does not? Again, the Paramahansas could not answer. Well, they're struggling today. So Shriji Maharaj replied, just as Dattatreya imbibed the virtues of the 5 bhuts, the 5 elements, the moon, various animals, a being who may use their body for the pleasures of others while getting payment in return, someone who has yet to engage in any sexual relations, their own body and others. Similarly, only if a person has the disposition of imbibing the virtues of a sadhu, of a monk, do their foundation in satsang become solid. Does their foundation in satsang become solid? If a person does not have such a disposition, then even though they remain in satsang, their foundation is not firm. Again, Shriji Maharaj asked, can the Indriyas and the Antahkaran, these faculties of the body, of the sense organs, both inside and out, be completely controlled by the company of a sant, of a saint, by reading the scriptures and by applying one's own thought process? Or can they be controlled if only one of these 3 is present? If you say that all 3 must be present, then what technique should be learnt from the sant? What technique should be learnt from the scriptures? And how should one apply one's own thought process? Please explain this. Again, the Paramahansas were unable to answer. Then Shriji Maharaj explained, from the scriptures, one should realize the glory of God and his sant. From the sant, one should learn techniques for controlling the Indriyas, such as one's vision should be kept fixed on the nose in this manner, and one should not listen to worldly talks. These and other techniques should be learned from the sant. By one's own thought process, one should look upon the techniques taught by the sant positively as being for one's own liberation. Then one should behave accordingly. In this way, the Indriyas and Antahkaran can be overcome by these 3 means. Then Shriji Maharaj posed another question. Is the Antahkaran controlled by controlling the Indriyas, or are the Indriyas controlled by controlling the Antahkaran? You could say that are the senses controlled by the mind, by controlling the mind, or is the mind controlled by controlling the senses? A very good question. Since the Paramahansas could not answer the question, Shriji Maharaj replied, if a person controls the physical Indriyas by physical austerities, and then even after the physical Indriyas have been controlled, and they still firmly observe the niyams of the 5 religious vows, the ways to not conduct yourself, then the Antahkaran can be controlled by controlling the physical Indriyas. So the physical Indriyas cannot be controlled by controlling the Antahkaran alone. However, the Antahkaran can be controlled by controlling the physical Indriyas. How is that? Well, if one controls the physical Indriyas and does not let them indulge in the Vishayas, the experiences of the senses, the objects of pleasure, for example, then the Antahkaran within would become frustrated and would think, this type of enjoyment is not going to be possible in this life. After this, Sriji Maharaj asked, by what means are the physical Indriyas controlled, and by what means is the Antahkaran controlled? Again, since the Paramahansas could not answer, Sriji Maharaj replied, the physical Indriyas can be controlled by observing the niyams specified for renunciant in the Dharma Shastras, the scriptures on righteous duty, by controlling one's diet, by observing vows like tapta, kruchra, chandrayan, etc., by deliberately tolerating cold, heat, hunger, and thirst, by engaging in the discourses, talks, and devotional songs related to God, by engaging in worship and remembrance, by controlling one's posture, and by other spiritual endeavors. The Antahkaran can be controlled by contemplating upon God's glory, by meditating on God, and by realizing oneself to be the Atma, the true self, beyond the body, beyond the mind. Alright, now we've come to the end of Loyā 5 of the Vachanāmrut. I particularly liked the technicalities of this passage. So thank you for listening. Perhaps next time the Paramahansas will be able to answer. All right. Jai Swaminarayan.